my name is Molly. I am a fan of the brick, and today we are once again talking about Bricks Cascade 2020. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you why Bricks Cascade 2020 was probably the most unique Bricks Cascade. In a good way. I took a ton of pictures. You saw some in my last video. Yeah, I'm going to show you even more. But I'm also going to show you my top 5 creations from the convention, which aren't necessarily the most technically advanced things out there, or maybe they are. Do you watch the TV show Lego Masters? It's on Wednesday nights on Fox, and they bring in teams of Lego builders to make these amazing creations. Of course, all the contestants on that show are Lego fans, and many of them attend Lego conventions. So they were all invited to Bricks Cascade, and 10 of them actually were there. Here's a photo of one of the panels they did. It was called the Special Builders Panel. They were really cool. They answered questions. Plus, these 10 builders, well, you could always see at least 1 or 2 of them out on the show floor. And they also did meet and greets with the public. It was great. I thought they brought kind of like an extra special energy to the con. We had the highest attendee number ever. We had over 500 builders. Now, it's supposed to be adult builders or teen builders over 14, but a lot of like kid builders got in. Maybe I misread something on the website. I could have sworn it said 14 and up. Maybe people just registered their kids as being 14 and up, but a lot of them were like 9 and 10 and 11. Luckily, they were well behaved, so there was no like issues that I saw, but maybe because all those kids came and their parents had to come with them, it drove our numbers up, and there were over 500 registered attendees this year. Apparently, we had like 12,000 people come out to see the show. That means people from the public. It was super crowded on Saturday. Maybe because the Lego Masters were showing up. Maybe because the Lego Masters show is on and it's making people more interested in Lego. I don't know. I'm glad everybody came out, and I hope everybody got to see some cool stuff. Maybe you didn't get to see everything you wanted to. More mocks than ever? I heard that there were over 1,200 individually registered creations. And there were even more than that, I know, because like I registered my pop culture childhood toys thing as one mock, but it was actually like 6 or 7 small things. Same with my brickheads. I registered my 4 brickheads as just one mock. So there were more things than were registered technically. So who knows? There could have been like 2,000 things out there. We'll never know. Alright, in my last video I promised you that I was going to be showing you my top 5 favorite mocks from the con. And here they are, in no particular order. One of the mocks I truly loved, and it caught my attention right away, was the amazing Scrooge McDuck's Money Bin. Of course, I've been a DuckTales super fan for many years, and when I saw this, I was like, yes! In the past, I have seen other people make money bins, but I've never seen one quite like this one. One side was white with the money sign on it, and it opened up, and you could actually see like inside the offices, Scrooge's office, some of the lower floors of the building. And the other side, you got a clear view of the money bin itself with like thousands of tiny little gold coin pieces. They made use of Scrooge McDuck and Huey, Dewey, and Louie minifigs. I'm always excited to see DuckTales builds. And this one wasn't just the money bin, it was the interior of the money bin, and it had a story going on. It had people trying to rob the place. So, yay, good job. That was awesome. Another one that I really liked was this little hedgehog. This is builder, his name's Eli. He is incredible. He's won quite a few trophies now, and he had many awesome builds at the con. So I just picked this one. It was just so cute and compact and detailed. It wasn't like something that everybody was going to notice because it was kind of in the mixed section along with a lot of other builds, and I really wanted to kind of just point this one out and say this was lovely. Good job. Good job on the hedgehog, and good job on all of your mocks. Another mock I enjoyed very much was one of my favorite movies. I have always wanted to see a giant Never Never Land. I've seen some small ones. I've seen photos of some online. I feel like someone did bring a smaller one to a con at one point, but that was before they made the Peter Pan and the Captain Hook minifigs. So this is the first one I've seen since then. I kept coming back to this mock like 16 times during the convention, sometimes just to take pictures, sometimes just to stare at it, because I was so happy to see a Peter Pan layout like this. I've always wanted to see a beautiful Neverland. Good job, Daryl. I love it. Thank you so much for building it and bringing it. It's so neat. Another mock that it was so simple and yet just popped out at me. It doesn't consist of a lot of pieces, but the pieces that he used made it amazing. So this is by Bill Ward. This is an owl. And I don't know, I just saw it and I was like, that thing is super cool. I love this owl. I brought my friends and family to the con and I was like, you guys gotta come see this owl. Look at this, is so cool.
If you take out the brick holding my mouth open, I can talk. Isn't that cool?
So cool.
So good job, Bill, on your owl. And the final of my favorite mocks from the con. And this is not to say that there weren't a million other great ones. There were, but I just had to pick 5. So we had the Old West collaboration with many cool buildings. I even brought some of my buildings. But one that was definitely the most eye-catching for me was this scenic, beautiful waterfall by Janine. It had a working waterfall. It had this lush surrounding with bears, of course, Lego bears. I'm just all like, Lego bears? Where? It had the train running underneath the tunnel. It was just a lovely build, and it fit in so well, and it added a great pop of color to the otherwise sort of mostly brown and tan Old West scene. Of course, I love the Old West scene. I'm always contributing to that when they do it, but yeah, this was just a nice, a very, very cool thing. So there are plenty of other mocks that I loved. I took many pictures, and so for the next couple of minutes, please enjoy this montage of cool mocks from Bricks Cascade 2020. if you haven't already seen the first video that I did last Sunday, you should check that out. Links in the description below. Another link you may want to check out down there is a link to my blog. I've blogged about Bricks Cascade every year since 2012. You can find any of the old blogs on there. But of course I am going to blog about this one too. Now you're thinking, okay, I already watched her videos. What could she possibly offer? Well, I didn't talk about my experience at the con, what games I did, what trophy I won, and what mocks I brought. And you can find all of that on my blog. So the address is pdxtra.blogspot.com, and of course the link's below. So check out my last video. Thank you for enjoying this video, and please check out my blog. And if you're really, really bored, you can check out all of the Bricks Cascade blogs that I've done before. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel. Of course, if you already have, thank you so much. Also, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter as Mo Makes Stuff Up. Bye!